Hello, my name is Jenn Stewart-Mitchell, and this is my summary of learning for ECI 831. I'd like to share with you what I've learned from our journey in our course. This fall I became a technology coach for the Regina Catholic school system, which was kind of scary and exciting at the same time. I had a lot of tools that I had to learn how to use, and there was new devices, new apps, software, and syncing to the cloud. And I was a classroom teacher with quite a bit of experience at a middle years level as well as a teacher librarian. And there was a lot of questions that teachers had. And of course it left me wondering whether or not I could actually handle the job. Then fortunately our grad class began. As soon as I saw the course syllabus, I realized that the journey was going to be fast-paced and one that would definitely help prepare me for my role as a technology coach and as a teacher in the digital world we live in. Although I wasn't new to some of the information and skills that we'd be exploring, I was excited to see what the EdTech gurus would share in terms of best practice and how we can use technology to connect teachers and students, as well as provide spaces for inquiry learning and innovative and deeper thinking. In this presentation, I will share some of my thoughts and reflections on what we explored, as well as how I hope to further share what I was learning with other educators and students in my role as a technology coach. Our first session with David Cormier focused on the concept of rhizomatic learning. Rhizomatic learning, like the rhizome rootstock, has no beginning or end. I like how this theory acknowledges that students come from different backgrounds and have different ways of understanding, and all these factors contribute to how we learn. It reinforces that learning is messy, and that we must create opportunities to make it authentic for a variety of learning styles, as well as allow for students to find ways to construct their own meaning and connections to what they learn. Genius Hour lends itself to rhizomatic thinking as it encourages inquiry, questioning, and exploring the multiple ways to find answers, allowing the person to construct their own meaning and deeper understanding. So this is what really ignited my passion to further promote Genius Hour and create a Genius Hour group of teachers to further encourage this way of learning in my school division. Our second session explored the power of student blogging with Sue Waters. I've always been a huge advocate of blogging with students and have used it in a variety of ways in my classroom, from current events to interschool book clubs to blogging with experts. Blogging gives students a way to share their voice, an authentic audience, and opportunities to connect with others to explore multiple perspectives. During this semester, I've had a chance to help other teachers explore blogging with their students. The EduBlog site has some great resources such as paper blogging as a way to introduce the concept of posts and comments prior to going online. Blogging has also provided a platform for students to share their learning for Genius Hour and offers great opportunities for multiple classrooms to connect and collaborate on their learning in this project. Another skill I learned from Sue was how to embed Creative Commons attribution for images into blogs. I was so excited to learn this, I thought others might be facing the same challenge, so I made a video. I think it's important that teachers are very attentive and aware of what they post online to be good role models for students. In our third session on Google Apps in the classroom, I felt a little bit torn. I loved using Google Drive with my students for posting links and student collaboration. So when my school division went with Microsoft's Office 365, I was a little envious to see other options available with Google Classroom. Rather than just complaining, I made it my mission to find all the ways that teachers and students would be able to collaborate in the Office 365 platform. I soon discovered that, like Google Apps, teachers and students were also able to create and join groups for discussion, share documents, folders, or links. Students and teachers can post comments to allow for more opportunities to ask questions or provide feedback. I also love the potential for students to insert comments into their own documents and reflect on how they are meeting the requirements of the assignment. One thing I keep reminding myself, though, is that it's not the digital tool, but how we use it to improve learning. Our session with Sylvia Martinez explored how maker culture is based on the principles of constructivism, where students construct, invent, and problem solve, and in doing so create their own meaning and deepen their understanding. With this session, I started to see the importance for maker time in our own classrooms at all grade levels. With cardboard challenges, students are given the opportunity to be innovative as they build with inexpensive resources. further reminding us that innovation is about thinking and not the tools. It is for this reason, as we purchase more apps and access web-based programs, we need to be reflective as to the potential this tool has for creating, and that it's not just a digital flashcard. One of my goals this year is to help promote a Maker Faire Week and bring awareness to the importance of creating as a way to extend and deepen learning. What does it mean to have a networked identity? After our session with Bonnie Stewart, I found myself reflecting on why educators should have a networked identity. I had read an article from Wired magazine that stated sometimes in our hurried, connected world, we tend to talk at each other and not to each other in filtered special interest bubbles. In some ways I agree with this quote, as I sometimes catch myself shocked that there are those who question blogging or using Twitter for their own professional development. As I become more and more immersed in educational technology, I sometimes have to remind myself that not everyone sees the point of being connected. However, even if a teacher feels this way about their own professional development, they should still make the effort to go beyond the classroom walls and find ways for their students to connect. The reality is, as teachers, we need to look at our role as providing positive networked opportunities, such as in quad blogging or in mystery Skyping, and guide our students so they too are able to wisely navigate this environment and their connections. As I was exploring tools to tell my learning journey in this course, I discovered that there were so many options. I could use iMovie, Movie Maker, Animoto, Photoshop, Blabberrise, or even an app on a mobile device. There were so many tools to tell my tale. But it really wasn't about the tools. As Alan Levine said, digital storytelling is about telling a story. It's about sharing thoughts, questions, and reflections. It's about finding a space where the story goes beyond pencil and paper and becomes one where images, music, and voice make you feel immersed in the narrative. It can be biographical or a research project. The key is that it allows opportunities where students who struggle with writing or find it challenging putting words to paper suddenly find that they have a story to share, their voice, and that there is an audience who wants to hear what they say. After our discussion with Audrey Waters about gender issues in educational technology, I wondered, is it all worth it? I have a daughter who will soon want to get more engaged with the world of social media, and like all parents, I want to protect her from dangers online. But rather than go with my first reaction and ban social media, instead I want to educate her on how to navigate this environment safely, much like teaching her how to bike on the street. Part of our responsibility as educators is to not only how to teach our students how to use technology, but how to interact online. There is no easy answer, but if we teach students to be confident and do what's right, they will be ready for this digital world. What have I learned from this course? It's the power of connecting, and how the internet is no longer just a space where we can find information, but instead where we can share our insights, opinions, and ideas in a multitude of ways. It's no longer a place where just the perspective of the elite is heard, but instead a place where everyone has a voice. Throughout the course, I've explored many ways of connecting with others through blogging, participating in the Google Plus community, as well as made connections via Twitter. I've also created spaces for others to engage in collaboration and discussion within my own division with the RCSD Tech hashtag and the RCSD Genius hashtag, as well as developed a Genius Hour group of teachers. Connectivity has inspired my major project, the Teaching with Technology Hub, which is to share ideas and stories of how educators are using technology to transform learning. I have many digital stories on the site, and it grows every day as teachers and administrators in my school division are now asking to share their stories.